Good morning, dear listeners. Welcome to 88.3 FM. This is Waumini Soul Food, and I am Victor Salamba. This wonderful day, thanking God for the gift of life and the gift of all of you, dear listener. Today, as we get into our morning reflection, and today, dear listener, I'm talking about 8 things to do before walking away. 8 things to do before walking away, and I'm saying this because when I did the reflection last week on the resolutions that we are having for the year, many of you sent me messages asking me that, I've come to the place where I'm thinking I need to walk away. I need to walk away from various kind of relationships. I'm just not talking about marriage here. I'm talking about all kinds of relationships. Those who are saying, I've been working in this place for so long and I think I want to leave and I feel it's time to go. I've had people talking about, their marriages, of course. There are very many things that people are walking away from. But they want to specify and just say, 8 things to do before you walk away from any relationship. And I want you to take this very, very clearly because we jump out of things and we regret at times. At times we stay too long and we regret. And it's good to be balanced because I see the times you can overstay your welcome and it becomes something else. And at times you can actually understay and it becomes something else. The first thing before you walk away from any relationship, number one, dear listener, is get the right people involved. Get the right people involved. Who do I mean by the right people involved? I mean this, that you need to get someone who understands the dynamics of what you're going through. You need to get someone who understands the complications and can give a very honest outlook about what is happening. You need someone who will be objective in listening to what is happening, listening to why you want to go. And I've always said that because I've seen many people coming to see me more often than not at the point of they already made up their mind that they want to go, and it becomes difficult because their mind is already set. But it's good to get the right people involved. And I like saying this, that if it's a marriage issue, before you call the elders and the ancestors to meet for a special board meeting, seek professional help. Get someone who is trained to deal with marriages, to deal with relationships. Someone will be able to look at the issue objectively and think there are children involved, there is money involved, there's what involved, and give you an objective answer. Many a times you're so quick to go call the elders and the ancestors and speak counsel of where people who have never been part to it, people who are battling or who don't believe in the same creed of marriage as you do. And we go to this people very, very quickly. Before you go that, and before you start saying, I want to apply what culture says, I think that first of all, get the right people involved. I will say that in marriage, the last people to solve a marriage issue are parents. I say that respectfully, but I say honestly, that parents are the last people to solve a marriage problem. Because more often than not, a parent will always be biased. Even the times you find that you take a case to your in-laws, and you find that your mother-in-law and your father-in-law have 2 different opinions about the issue. And maybe you're bringing an issue that maybe touches directly to your father-in-law, and your mother-in-law, that is what maybe affects her with your father-in-law. For example, you're bringing an infidelity issue, and your father-in-law was unfaithful. How do you expect to get justice there? You'll find that your mother-in-law will be on one side, your father-in-law will be on another side, or your father will be on one side, your mom on the other side. Get the right people involved. Don't go telling everyone on Facebook, on Instagram, or the workplace. Get the right people involved. If you're at work, get the HR involved. Look for people who are professionals, who can be objective, and who will help you understand the dynamics of what you're doing. Because if you're overreacting, they will stop you. Number 2, you have to be clear, dear listener, on the role you have played to get yourself there. People walk away from relationships assuming the other person is the one who pushed them away. For every relationship to break, it requires 2 parties to contribute an almost unequal amount of effort. And more often than not, people walk into my office with one assumption, that this person made the mistake and I am a product of their mistake. No. You are a product of the reactions that you made. I said once on the show that, have you ever thought that maybe your partner is the way that they are because you're the way that you are? And more often we complain about our partners. We say that, oh, my partner is too defensive. But have you thought that maybe you are too offensive? People say my partner is too secretive. But is it because you're too negative? More often than not, you find that our partners adapt to the way that we are. And people don't like hearing this, especially in counseling rooms. Whenever you tell a couple that maybe your partner is behaving that way because you're behaving the way you are, they get so angry. No. But it is true. In relationships, we always adapt. There's no relationship on the planet you'll never adapt. Sorry for another day. But understand the adaptation you have built in your marriage, in your relationship. Understand. Even your children adapt to you. Your children are the way they are because you're the way that you are. That's how life is. In relationships, we always adapt to the most, to the person who we listen to the most and to the one we are close to. So what did you do to get that relationship there? What was your contribution? Because usipojua, you'll move it to the next place. Number 3, this is very important. Be clear about what and who you're walking away from. Be clear about what and who you're walking away from. I've seen marriages where someone is saying that I can never leave you. And I always ask a question. Who or what are you saying you will never walk away from? Because you might find that you are walking away from, or you're fighting to walk away from a what, not a who. A what? My status. I'm the wife to this person, I'm the husband to this person. A what? They have got money, they keep me comfortable. A what? There are things, many times people are never clear. Are you walking away from the person? Are you walking away from the things? This also helps you in case you'll end up at a divorce lawyer. What are you walking away from? Who are you walking away from? At times also it's good to ask the same question. What are you sticking around for? Or who are you sticking around for? And more often than not, dear listener, we hang around because of what, not who. I'm staying in my marriage because of what? Not because of who. Or I'm staying or I'm walking away because of what? Or I don't want to walk away because of the what. Nikitoka, I'll be cut off. Sitapata pesa. Or nikitoka, I'm the chairman of the church committee and they'll say that my marriage ended. So be clear. What are you walking away from or who are you walking away from? Number 4, forgive. I've said forgive 3 times in this statement. Why? I'm saying number 1, before you think about walking away, choose to forgive. Forgiveness is not reconciliation, but choose to forgive. Forgiveness will give you clarity and understand. Are you being too emotional? Are you being too irrational? Are you being too rash? Forgiveness helps you do that. Number 2, forgiveness helps you to release the bondage that person has on you, the influence they have on you. Because remember, if you don't forgive, the person has influence over you. You don't have influence over them. Any person you don't forgive has more influence in your life than you have over their life. Remember that, dear listener. Kama hujasamehe your husband, he has more influence over your life. Not forgiving your wife, same issue. You've not forgiven your ex, same issue. Whoever you don't forgive is a loud voice in your life. Forgive them before you make the choice to walk away. Forgive them while you're considering to walk away. Forgive them if you choose to walk away. Either way, you have to forgive them. Because you might end up walking away from a marriage, but you are tied to it 10 years later, 20 years later. Because you never forgive. Forgiveness, my dear friends, I've said, is never reconciliation. You can forgive and still choose to walk away. You can forgive and choose to stay, but forgive. Number 5, what is collateral damage? If there are children involved, tell the children the truth. Don't lie to the children that you got a job in Abu Dhabi. Apana. See to their kids, tell them. But it's come to a place where me and your mother or me and your father are no longer getting along because of 1, 2, 3. Don't give them too much. They don't say that this one is a cheat, is a dog, apana, universal charger. No. Just say that you've come to a place where we have irreconcilable differences and we are going to split up, you're separating, and it's because of 1, 2, 3, 4. If the children involved, tell them the truth. The kids are the first ones to know the truth, and the truth should come from your own mouth, no one else. When you think about this would help you consider if really you want to walk away. It's important because many children are normally lied to. Number 6, be civil. Don't badmouth each other. Wacha kutangaza kwa kila mahali, kwa jumuiya, everywhere, what your spouse did and why you left. Don't go talking badly about your former employer. Don't go talking about you who. My dear friends, no. Don't badmouth. Be civil, because you should be aware that that's a bridge you might walk back later. Don't badmouth them. Be civil. You can walk away being civil. Because remember, there are times when you walk away from a relationship to take time to reconsider, then you come back. Walking away is not the end. At times people walk away and they reconcile. I know people who have done that for 10, 15 years. So you have to be civil. Don't badmouth. Be civil. Be civil. That's very important. That's a form of maturity. Number 7, be sure you have done everything possible to make it work. Now, dear listener, if you're listening to me and you're confused what I'm talking about, this 7th point is the most important point. That you have to have done everything humanly possible to try make that relationship work. If you have not done everything possible to make it work, then all the points I've given above are null and void. I want to go to that. That is my go-to point. Have you done everything possible? Have you sought professional help? Have you intervened? Have you changed something in your life? Have you gone for deliverance if you need it? What have you done within your power that you'll sit down and you can tell your children, you can tell people later on that I did everything possible. I shaved my hair, I quit my job, I did whatever necessary to be done. This is an important point because it ties to one of the reflections I did a few months ago when it says how to fight for a marriage by yourself. So dear listener, have you done everything possible? If you can't answer an affirmative yes, you have no business thinking about walking away. You have to stay there and fight. And number 8, remember there will be collateral damage. You have to have that in mind, that there will be collateral damage. Mutalimana, there'll be backlash from your family, there'll be backlash from the society, there'll be backlash from work, there'll be backlash yourself. You will walk alone. But remember that whenever you choose to walk away from a relationship, and I want to focus on marriage, when you walk away from marriage, you always remain alone. People who tell you to walk away from your marriage are never with you once you walk away. Remember that, dear listener. Whenever you walk away from a relationship, remember it will be a long, lonely road. People don't stay with you thereafter. Unaanza kuwa stress. Wale wanakuja wanakuletea tissue, atiulie, wanakwambia walk away. When finally you walk away, wanakuachanga, uanze kujipanga. So remember there'll be backlash and you'll be alone. If that cost to you is too much to bear, then you have no business to think about walking away. I've put these points because there are people who are making mistakes that are almost irreversible in this process. So I've given this not because I emphasize or I push people to walk away from relationships, no. But there are people who are in places where they have to walk away. And so I have a responsibility to talk to those people as well. There are those who are in a place where they're thinking about it, but I'm just saying, whatever you're doing, think about that. You're walking away from a chama, whatever thing you're walking away from, kama ni chama, kama ni nini, just remember those simple 8 points.